All right, folks, let's go ahead and get into our notes for today. So I'll say a couple things before I get going too far. As you guys know, Thompson likes blank paper because it just does better on the camera. But if you have lined paper, that's totally fine. Also, know I use my own style of format. But if you have a different way of laying your notes out, it does not matter to me. So you do not have to copy what I copy as long as you get the information that you need in a way that makes sense to you. Now, for my particular notes today, what I'm going to do is to fold my paper hot dog style. When was the last time you folded some paper hot dog style? You remember the good old days when we used to come to school to learn? Ha ha ha. Oh, y'all must be getting old if you actually went to school to learn, huh? All right, so hot dog style first. And then what I want you guys to do is to fold this in thirds. Okay. There's a couple ways to do that. You can try to find a kind of get it into a circle and flatten your circle. That's one way. Or you can take this and fold this half. I don't know if y'all can see this good. Fold this half so that there's two equal halves here. Kind of estimate. That's fine. Okay. So then you can go ahead and try to fold this. And then if you're right, this half should lay right over the top of the other. You should be in pretty good shape. Now, as you can see, my edge isn't perfect, right? I'm a little bit off. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't know how many black women I have in this room, but from my culture, we know about laying down your edges tight. Okay. So we're not going to worry too much about your edges, but it's all right. Strange. She just asked me how you were doing. Oh, hey, that's awesome. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. You should end up with six boxes. I'm going to start in this first box. By the end of class, we'll be done with the last box. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. I don't know what is popping off in the room, but I'm gonna let y'all ladies have it. just just don't get left behind on the notes. Here we go. The title of this box is types, types, types of chemical reactions. All right, here we go. Now, when we get into these different types of chemical reactions, I guess the first thing that I really want to do is to talk to you about like what is a chemical reaction and how do we kind of play with this. There's six squares in total. You did it in half and then you folded these in thirds, okay? So let me just describe a chemical reaction first, okay? So first, let us say I try to describe it visually, okay? Visually. So here we go. Let's say, for example, I have some hydrogen gas. That's my feeble attempt at making a gas cloud. And I reacted with some oxygen gas. You guys know about oxygen gas. It's essential for our own survival, okay? And what would come out is if you have any skills at all and you can draw something like a teardrop, you can make a little drop. We'll call that a teardrop. Okay. So if I take hydrogen gas and oxygen gas and I combine them together, what will come out will be liquid water. As many of you guys know, the symbol for water is H2O. Okay. So this is water. So this is one way I could try to show you a chemical reaction visually. Okay, this is one model. There's another model where I can show it by words. So let's try the word version. I would say here hydrogen gas. Please write this down. Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas react to make. Uh-oh. And this thing is water. Sorry about this little typo right here. It's react, not key act or whatever. Sorry. Okay. So this would be the word version if I was to do it as a sentence, right? Oh, yeah. Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas react to make water. Okay, cool. But who wants to draw pictures in chemistry? You know, it's hard to say that every scientist is a good artist. Who wants to sit here and do chemistry, writing out all of these words for one chemical reaction? Also, boring. So what we do as scientists is we use our shorthand techniques. For example, can somebody in the chat, let's do it in the everyone chat so that we can impress Miss Tasnadi over here. Can anybody tell me what is the element for hydrogen? What's the element for hydrogen? There we go. Very good. Go on. Let's show her what we got. Okay, now hydrogen is a very unique element because hydrogen is what we call diatomic. That means in nature, this hydrogen molecule would bond to itself. So technically we would put H2. Now what I could do, but you guys already know this, is I could go back and I could show you hydrogen, put it in the middle, go ahead and show you that one electron. As you guys know, this first energy level wants to have 2 in order to achieve the octet rule. So then this hydrogen would also be in the same situation and they would create this bond so that they would share that electron, right, to fulfill their octet energy level. But we're not going to get into all of that. And oxygen gas. Anybody want to drop it in? Let's volunteer. Anybody drop it in for oxygen gas? And can somebody else drop in for water as well? April already did it, but if you know what water is, you could do that too. Oxygen is also diatomic, so we would do the 2. Now, reacts to make is also this arrow. So we use the arrow. And then for water, the symbol is H2O. So for we as scientists, we prefer this. Nice, simple, and sweet. There is one thing that I missed, which is the gas. So to show the state of matter, we'll put it in parentheses, a little G. G stands for gas. Oxygen, G. Now, this is going to be worth points. These are volunteer points. If anybody could tell me what this means, if I put L in parentheses, what does that L mean? I'll offer some points up for that. April. April, winner, chicken dinner. April gets the question of the day. It's an excellent question, April. Let me answer it a little bit later. But that is the question that intelligent people ask. Well done. All right, very good. I got 2 points earned. That one goes to Emily. Emily, you've already made it to 75% on today. And Mateo also got an extra bonus point, puts you at 75% on today. L stands for liquid, liquid. All right, before I finish this box, I do want to give you a couple other terms that you need to keep in mind. One is called reactant, R-E-A-C-T-A-N-T, reactant. What is a reactant? A reactant is anything that's on this side of the equation. Think of a reactant as the ingredients of the chemical equation. Think of a reactant as the things you have before the chemical equation. If you have a reactant, then you must have something on the other side of the arrow. Anything that's on this side of the arrow, we call it a product. Think of the product as the things that come out after the reaction. Think of the products as the result of these 2 things reacting together, okay? Then you also have the state. It is important sometimes to tell us what state of matter oxygen can be in. For example, water, H2O, could be liquid, what we call water, could be solid, what we call ice, could be gas, what we call steam. So there are times when it is important to let us know the state of matter. And then finally, up here, very rarely, but if you see it, I at least want you to be comfortable with it. They will put symbols on top of this arrow. And that, y'all silly, and that is what we call special condition. Now, in this particular case, just because you have hydrogen gas and oxygen gas together does not mean that you will automatically make water. The special condition is that you must include an electrical spark, and that spark is what will allow the reaction to go forward. Okay. I'm going to take a moment and go on mute. What I'm going to do is process this page with color. If you guys have any questions, this will be the time to do so. I would also encourage you to do some coloring with me if you're into that. Or if this is a good time for you to take a bio break, we are going to reconvene in about 3 minutes 3 minutes. Now, the side conversation in my chat between Chastity and April, you're going to have to put that to the side when we get back in 3 minutes. Otherwise, I should fairly warn you that I will kick you out of here. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Process these notes, please. All right, for those of you that are still here, I'm going to go ahead and just talk through my processing so that you can see kind of how I approach the coloring. Remember, the color is purely and precisely designed to draw your attention to certain places. So if you'll notice, I took the uh, same element and I'm representing it with the same highlight color. So this up top is supposed to be oxygen. This is oxygen. And then here I'm also going to color the oxygen blue. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. And then notice I chose the green mainly because yellow and blue combine to make green. So I'm going to make this green. Now again, you don't have to follow my color scheme. You can do whichever way you like it. I'm just trying to encourage you to have some kind of a logic to it. So if you decided to make water blue because water looks blue, then that's fine. Okay, as long as you have a reason, then your mind will automatically draw to those areas when you study it. Now this I'm just coloring purple because it is
observing a class.
Come again, ma'am?
Sorry, I was speaking to my son.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna color this reacts to make, which is this one, reacts to make.
But I like very much the fact that you are combining yellow and blue and you make it green, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because it's true that hydrogen and oxygen are making water, so it makes a lot of sense.
Kind of makes sense, right? So that's
Yeah,
what I
very
like to do.
nice.
Now you guys follow your own instincts. I'm also doing this one, state of matter. And so I'm going to highlight this one, gas, gas, and liquid all represent the state. Go ahead and color this one as
Very good
well.
idea.
And then the last thing that I'm going to do here, guys, as you guys know, Thompson loves color, right? So I just have colors all over the place. So what else I'm going to do is draw some arrows to connect these vocab terms. So what is a reactant? We said the hydrogen was a reactant and the oxygen was a reactant. Which ones are the state? We pointed here to the state of matter. And then I'm going to loop this one around here. The product, we said, was the thing on the other side of the arrow. And then the special condition goes on top of the arrow. Okay. All right. So these are my notes. Looks like we have a few more seconds before everyone is called back to class. So if you do need to take a quick water break or something, you have about 1 minute left. Go ahead and take that time and I will be back to start the second phase. If you are ready and you're good to go, drop a ready in the chat. That will let me know how my count is looking before I move forward. So we've discussed ways that we can describe a chemical reaction and offered some of the vocab to understand. Now we're going to talk about the 5 types of chemical reactions, okay? And the first one up top here, the title will be synthesis. Okay, now with this said, what I would like you guys to do is make your way over to the form. I can go straight audio. So if you want to go full screen on the form, you can. But I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to actually answer a question. If you guys are on the form, you can click on next and you will see the lesson introduction. In the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and unpack the lesson introduction at another time with all the standards and the materials and all of that. In the interest of time, I want to skip ahead to the explain section. Go to the explain section, spend, let's call it 3 minutes. I don't want you to take too long. Follow your instincts. Answer the question for the warm up: synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. And then I have these terms: they get married, they have kids, they get divorced, one gets remarried, both get remarried. Try to match the term with the description, and I'll be back in 3 minutes to see your answers. Your answers to these will be the rest of your participation points for the class. BRB.
Mr. Thompson,
Sure, go ahead.
so students are working on a piece of paper now.
No, no, no. Students should be working on this screen. They should be answering these questions. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. I gave you access. Let me know if you had any problem with it.
No, no, I saw it. Just I wasn't so they work with you on a piece of paper, and then they go from the paper to the Google form.
Correct. We will do them simultaneously. Some days I only do the notes. Other days I may only do the form. Today we're going a little bit back and forth.
And today you think you will be able to finish both?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, perfect. So
Mhm.
all 6 sections of this of the paper and the whole Google form.
Correct.
Nice. And the students will take a picture of their sheet of paper and submit it.
Also correct.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Am I on this thing? Sure. I want to go ahead and get started. So, my first question is about synthesis. Please put your answer in the private chat. In the private chat, tell me which one did you think was the right one for synthesis? For synthesis. Let me know which vocab term in the private chat or in the DM, as they say, and we'll take it from there. Now, these you actually have to get it correct in order to get the points. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right, answers are starting to roll in. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. Leo Ramirez, congrats for being the first one in. And technically, Leo, you are at 75%. Cruz Lopez is in. She's at 75%. Mateo is also correct. Well done, sir. That puts you technically at 100%. You're a beast today, dude. Emily is on the board. She's also at 100%. Looks like Chastity, good guess, but you are not correct. Sorry, ma'am. Chris Ceasy is in the building and he got it correct. That puts Chris C at 75% on the day. Justin, just let me know that you are on the right form. If you see what we see, it will become clear as I teach. So don't you worry about it. All right, Ureli, that's not an answer, but thank you for finishing. Arusa is correct, and Arusa is at 75%. Ochoa is correct, and Ochoa is at 75%. Ureli is correct. Yes, Ureli A pushes into 75%. Justin is on the right form. That's good. And Daniela T, I can't go to their edit. Daniela T, I'm not sure what that means, sweetheart. Maybe you can give me some additional intel. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and lock out that point. We'll move on to the next point in just a moment. For synthesis, the correct answer is, in fact, they get married. They get married. Congratulations. I want to show it to you in this format: A plus B equals AB. Notice I did not put C. A plus B equals AB. A was an individual person, the lady. B was the individual person, the man. AB. They are together, but they are still individual. Okay. So they did not become something different. They are connected. This is your sample molecule. Next is the real world example. I'm going to use the same one that we did here. This is H2 plus O2 yields H2O. Notice here, this is hydrogen, this is oxygen, and now they are connected to each other in a molecule. The next thing I'm going to do is put a star right here. You can leave that star blank. I'll tell you what to do with it later. All right, I'm going to move on to the next box. If you have any trouble, let me know and I can go back at the end. All right, box number 2 is called combustion. Combustion. This is your next opportunity for points. Let me know which description goes for combustion according to my descriptions, and I will offer up some points. Chris C is in the building, and you are correct, Chris. Punch in at 100%. Looks like Emily made a correct guess as well. And so Emily Montez is punched in at 125. Emily, you can continue to get answers correct, but you have earned the maximum points available today. Marcella, great guess. I'm sorry, but you have the wrong answer. Chastity, also a good guess. This time you are correct. Well done, sis. Chastity punches in at 75%. Let's go ahead and say Leo Ramirez. Sadly, I see why you would say that, but it's not the right answer. Good guess, though. Ochoa is correct. Thank you, ma'am. Ochoa comes in at 100%. Somebody just came in, co-host. If you could let him in, that'd be great. Daniela T, I'm sorry. Justin Moreno, you are correct. Moreno is in at 75%. Let's see. Sorry, Urelli. Sorry, Arusa. Sorry, Leo. Nope, nope. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Combustion. The description for combustion is they have kids. They have kids. Oh man, sorry guys. Let me try to explain to you why. Right. So first there's daddy, right? And so dad meets mom, and they really like each other, right? Okay, no, I'm joking. All right, so here the example is going to be a little more complicated. This is kind of the most complicated one of them all. The example is CH2O plus O2 yields or reacts to make CO2 plus H2O. This is a very specific type of combustion reaction, okay? And these are what I call the kids. When you see a combustion reaction, the kids will always, in my examples for Thompson's class, always, forever, and without exception, have CO2 and H2O. So just keep that in mind. Look for the kids. If the products are these two exact kids, call it a combustion reaction. Okay. So this is the sample, and then this would be a specific example. C3H8 plus O2 yields CO2 plus H2O. I'm going to put a star here. This time I'm going to fill in the star. Oxygen is on the reactant side. CO2 and H2O are the products. Now is the time to explain the star. What I expect you to do in every box is to put a little note of what you understand or what you learned or how you're going to identify this type of reaction. You're going to need to write something original next to the star for all of the boxes. Let's go on to the next type, which is decomposition. Decomposition, go ahead and hit the chat. Let me know where you are at. I'm going to tell you who I'm looking for. Which type? Give me a description for the decomposition reaction. Edith Chavez, I'm missing you. You're still only at 25%. Hugo, I'm looking to hear from you. You're at 25%. Andre Figueroa, please get on the board with a guess. You're still at 25%. And April Torres, please get on the board. Give me a guess. You're at 25%. Everybody else, you're at least 50% or above. And we've got still room for you to get to 100% today. All right, let me get back in the chat and see what happens in the decomposition. Daniela T, you're 100% correct, punching in at 75%. Chris C punched in at 125. Sir, you are maxed out. Great job. Leo Ramirez is also correct, and Leo punches in at 100%. Great job on the day. Cruz is also correct. Cruz, I put you at 100%. Great job. Ureli A. Oh, I am so sorry, Ureli. Not correct. Justin is correct. Great job. Puts you at 100%. Hugo gave me an answer. Sorry, it's the wrong answer. Mateo is correct. Mateo S is at 125, maxed out. Great work. Chastity is also correct, and Chastity lands at 100%. Good job. Keep it up. Emily is also correct, and Emily is maxed out. Ochoa has also hit the mark, and Ochoa is now maxed out 125. Great job. No, Arusa, you already used They Got Married. Can't use it twice. Okay, Hugo, now you're in the building. There you go. Punch through, think it through, and you got the correct answer. Great job, homeboy. Keep it up. April, it's okay, April. See if you can. I'll explain it once I give out the answer. Marcella, sorry, it's not that they have kids. You're really A. I don't get my point correct. You would have to get this point correct. Now I have plenty of points here, so you still have three more options, two more options to get it right. Okay, this is where we'll stop. Sorry to everybody who didn't get it. For those of you that are not catching up to this, let me just show you where I'm at. Synthesis shows that two things are separate and they come together. That's a marriage. Okay. Decomposition, we're going to use this same one. For decomposition, we take AB, and at the end of the reaction, A and B are separated. And so this is why we relate this to divorce, because there's AB and they become A and B, two separate things. We'll use the same exact example. In this case, if we have H2O water, and we do the reverse reaction, then you're going to end up with H2 and O2. We separate the molecules from each other. Okay, so this is decomposition. Okay, I'm going to punch on down to the bottom box. Now, remember, there's only two more shots for you to get participation points. So make sure that you think very, very carefully about this. Let's also keep in mind, synthesis, they get married, is gone. Combustion, they have kids, is gone. Decomposition, they get divorced, is gone. So remember that when you think about your answer. The first one is going to be called single replacement. Let's hit the chat. Let me know what is the right description for this one. We'll go ahead and hit the chat and get things going. Daniela T locked in 100%. Great job. See if you can punch into 125. Mateo is also correct. You're maxed out. Cruz is good, and she is at 125. Thank you. Leo Ramirez punched in at 125. Excellent work, sir. Chastity is also good, 125. Chris is done as well. Thank you. Emily, I think you maxed out. Yes, ma'am. Ureli A, no, ma'am. Ureli A, getting divorced was decomposition. Try again. Loners, you're hilarious. Marcella, one gets, oh, I shouldn't say it, but you are correct. Marcella puts you in at 75%. Welcome back to the board. Edith is also correct. Chavez has punched in at 50%. Welcome and great job. Let's get Justin M. Let's see. Justin punches in at 125. You've maxed out, sir. Sad and lonely people, huh? Ochoa, one gets Ochoa is maxed out. Great. Okay. Single replacement. No, girl, not single replacement. No, no, no. They don't. No, no. They don't both get married. Having an affair. I used to do the having an affair thing. I used to be real, real spicy with it when I was younger teaching this lesson. One gets remarried. Ureli A. Thank you very much. She punched in. All right, here we go. For single replacement, we're going to try to follow this logic. Now, first we have the married couple, A, B. And then, girl, along comes this trifling heifer called Y. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it do. April know what's popping. What happens? A, the husband, now is with Y, and B is by herself. Ain't that just a shame? He ain't no good. He ain't no good, girl. Real world example, if I take HCl, hydrogen chloride, and I add the element zinc, okay? We don't do zinc too often because zinc is in the transition element of your periodic table. And we allow these two to react together. What's going to happen is hydrogen will be by himself and zinc chloride, ZnCl2, will be the product. So again, notice how this is going. A was with B and then got with Y. H was with Cl. Now H is by itself. Zn, which was by itself, is now with the Cl2. Now, before I move on to my last example and the last opportunity to get points, let's just take a look at this and see what's going on. If I say A plus B equals AB, does it matter if I say B plus A equals AB? No, no big deal. Same here. AB, if I switch these two, it does not matter, does not affect the chemical reaction. Okay. So A plus B or B plus A is the same thing. However, notice on this one, it is important to try to keep this in mind. H was the first thing. H is still the first thing, it just doesn't have a partner. Cl was the second thing. Cl is still the second thing. Zinc is by itself. Zinc becomes the first thing. So, just keep that part in mind. Are there unknown chemicals like in math? No, all of the answers are known. What you need to do is to figure out the proportions to make them balance. We'll get to that later. Let me get this final point in, and then I will get you guys onto your independent work. And when you're ready to go, you just let me know. Double replacement. Please get 100% correct on this last opportunity. Go ahead and hit the chat and let me know, what does double replacement mean? Let's get everybody punched up one more level. Chris is on the board and you've already got your max points. Lopez is in, maxed out. Great job, ma'am. You are correct. Mendoza has punched up. Look at you coming through at the end. You're sitting at 100%. Very proud of you. Thank you for participating. Mateo is in the building and maxed out. Great job. Edith, you are at 75%. Great job. Thanks for catching up and joining the crowd. Ochoa is also correct, and you are maxed out 125. Great job. Mateo is correct, and Mateo is 125. You are done. Chastity is also correct, and you have made it to 125. Great job, sis. Let's see. Thank you, Leo, and thank you for that. It makes it easier for me. Daniela T has punched in and made it to the max 125. Let's see. Andre, you are in and punched in at 50%. Great job, but I will encourage you, add more participation, get these free and easy points. And then April, I'm gonna go ahead and give April some love just because she has participated a lot and helped keep it light by cracking some jokes. All right, double replacement. Let me give you this example. AB plus XY yields AY plus XB. Okay, so A was with B and then A got with Y. X was with Y and now X got with B. This is what we call double replacement. In a real world example, AGI plus Na2S yields Ag2S plus NaI. I'll put a star down here. I'll put a star right here. Thompson's going to back up a little bit. Yeah, you're good, sis. I see you. I recognize game when I see it. But I do want you to hone in and, push yourself to punch out some really good answers. I'm always, me, I'm out that comic relief. But, I also am a chemistry teacher. All right. So this is what my notes will look like. Later, what I'm going to do is jump in here and add even more shades of color, right? And I'll just make it look all pretty good. If anybody needs me to show them a particular box, you can do that. Remember, your job is to add notes explaining what goes in this box or kind of telling me what you learned or what you're going to look for or whatever. So please do that. For everyone else, I'm going to share my screen for the last time. And then after that, I'm going to mute myself out. And you guys will just do the work until you are ready to until you're ready to submit. So I'm going to share this screen very quickly and then leave you guys to it. Excuse me. We did the warm up. I'm going to replace this video with the video that I just have recorded for you guys today. But if you want to check out this video explaining the same thing, feel free to do that. Here you have a bunch of practice problems and some real problems. Okay. This is the habit of discussion. Now we are out of time. So I'm going to leave this one optional so that you don't have to answer this habit of discussion before you leave. Leave it blank and go ahead and submit. But these multiple choice, identifying the type of reaction, I want you to turn that in. When you have submitted your form, you let me know. I'll verify and I will send you on your way. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and hit the chat. But for now, I am going to, yeah, I'll put the last one up for you, homie. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself out. If you need me, hit the chat. Remember, hit me up when you finish. I'll verify and send you home. All right, we got a line of people. I'm going to go ahead and get you verified and get you out of here. Please don't leave until I give you the message to go. All right, Nick Roman, I can send you a private message. I'm moving on to Leo Ramirez next. All right, Leo, got a message. Please confirm. Chris, you said send you the thing. I don't know what the thing is. Andre Figueroa, you're up next. Please confirm in the chat. For anybody who doesn't know what we're doing right now, everybody is in the Google form, balancing chemical reactions, finishing and answering all the questions and submitting the form. When you submit the form, let me know. In terms of class, we are out of here in 12:20, about 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes, guys. All right, Chris C., I've checked yours. You're good to go. Please log off at this time. Yeah, Leo, you have to answer the questions. You turned it in, but you didn't answer none of the questions, fam. So you got to actually submit answers, please and thank you. Oh, my bad, my bad. Okay, I got a bunch of chats that came in. So at this point, I don't have anyone who's next. So if you want to be checked out, go ahead and let me know at this time, and then I will let you know. I have no one in line. So if you've already hit it, like I'm not looking at you. All right, Daniela T., you're up. All right, Daniela T has made it. That takes us from 20 to 19. Daniela T, please log out. Have a great weekend. Let me know which one you're talking about, Nick. That everyone should have, none of them should have bad letters. So let me know which one, because I might have made a mistake. All right, Cruz Lopez, you're up. Arusa, same problem, sis. I need you to answer the questions. Don't just turn it in with leaving a bunch of them blank. So get back in there and start answering questions, please. That goes to Arusa. Cruz Lopez, you're looking good. If you would log out, that would drop my number to 18. I'm down to 18. You do not have to do the habits of discussion question. It's fine. We will save it for next class just because I ran short on time. So you guys can go ahead and leave that one blank. Let me know when you finish. 12:07 gets us 13 minutes to get everybody out on time. All right, Mateo is up next. Mateo, overall, excellent work. Excellent work. Let's get you out of here. Bring my number down to 17. Next up is Leo Ramirez. I'll be there in just a second. Hey, Leo fam, I am not sure if we're working on the same form. The one that I have, bro, has a terrible grade. So I'm not sure if you have a different form that I'm not looking at. Um, so I'm gonna keep looking around to see if I see another one. While I do that, I'm gonna go to Arusa. Arusa, you're up. I'm gonna check you out right now. Okay. And Nick, I see your question too. I'm so busy grading that I can't really get to it, but I'll do the best I can as quick as I can. All right, Justin, if you want to do your question on the mic, that one might be the easiest way for me to get to you. As of right now, Arusa, I think your score is a little bit below what I would want, but you're doing okay. So if you do need to go, I would say go ahead and go. But if you want to stay, ask some questions or get your stuff improved, you can. But if it's that time and you want to just log off, I will accept it and we can loop back around. I can help you, later on a one-on-one kind of thing. All right, so that means next up will be Emily Montez. You're up next.
Mr. Thompson, I had a question.
Hey, yo.
So the last question where it says submit, it's asking me about the habits of discussion.
Right.
Um, isn't it the same thing I put last time?
It is. However, the question says find a different chemical reaction. So at this point, because
Mm-hmm.
I gave you the first one, I want you to go online and find one that's interesting to you
Mm-hmm.
and basically do the same thing, right? Tell me what was involved. Tell me about the reaction, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you said that you sent me the first one. Do you know where you sent it?
For you, Justin,
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the chat right now. How about that?
All right, that's cool.
Don't you guys steal this man's answer either. I'm watching you. All right, Leo. Was there anyone else that needed me to send them their essay? The answer to the first question. Edith said so. All right, Edith, I got you. All right, let me do this. Um, in the interest of time, because it's Friday, I know how it is and it's the afternoon. What I'm going to do is offer you guys an extension on the time because there's 9 minutes left. What I would like to do is answer a bit of the housekeeping stuff, getting people's answers back because of the old form or whatever. So instead of grading, I'm just going to extend the time. I will give you until midnight tonight to get this thing turned in. Again, you don't need to do the habits of discussion. We'll do it when we get back to next class. I'll build in some time in next class. But answering these questions, I think it's important that you do it while it's fresh and you have some new learning. So submit the form by midnight tonight and I will get graded. So let's leave it at that. That being the case, if that's all you have to do and your business is done, you do not have to wait in line. You can log off on your own choice. But if you need something from me, a copy of your old answer or something like that, you can stay and I will help you out. Right now, I'm helping Edith Chavez. Chris also needs his stuff back. So I'm going to work with those students. Anybody else, you can go ahead and leave whenever you want. All right, Edith, if you are going to wait, then go ahead and hit me in the chat. And that way I know you're still here. Yeah, just turn it in. Just turn it in. Make sure you turn it in before you leave, just because you don't want your stuff to get deleted again. All right, Edith, I got you. And Chris, I got you too. I'll check on you as soon as I finish, as soon as I find Edith's stuff. Here we go. Oh, that's Edith and not Emily. Hold on, still looking. Hmm. Edith, I am having a hard time finding yours. All right, everybody. Bye. Bye. 6 people left in the room, 12:13. I'm going to try to get all you guys cleared out by 12:20. So at least we do get to leave on time. Edith, I promise I'm looking for you. Chris, I know you're waiting as well. So thank you for your patience. Edith, sis, I got a question. I don't see you in here, boo. First name, last name. Chris, Marcella, Chastity, Emily Montez. Well, that's why I can't find you, Edith. I don't have a form for you. You must not have submitted it yet. So you have to submit the form. So that's the best that I can do for you, man. Without a form submitted, I can't really help. Chris, you're up. Let me get to Chris. Individual. Chris C. All right, here we go. Copy and paste. Coming your way, Chris. All right. So you can just copy that and paste it into the form. Make sure you just save it. Hugo, you have any questions or any business for me? Edith, I'm sorry I couldn't help you anymore, sis, but you never submitted the form. So whatever happened when you locked it out or deleted it or X'd out the screen or whatever, because you never submitted, it never actually sent me your answers. So I'm sad to say you actually do have to start over. If you need some help or something, you can let me know. But yeah, you're going to have to do it from the top. All right, Hugo, you're my last person. Me and Sarah, Miss Taznadi, are going to have probably a bit of a debrief. So unless you have business, Hugo, I'm going to ask you to log on out of here. Have a great, great weekend. Oh, Hugo, I got beef with you. I don't know if you can hear me, but where were you at, bro? I saw in my email you came like a half hour late for our meeting. So trust me, dude, I can already tell you're like, I don't know what's going on. You're getting some of the questions wrong. So we need to catch up and really do some tutorial time before it gets too late, because I'm just starting the unit. I want to make sure that your skills are tight. So listen, dude, if you want to see me on the weekend or whatever, like shoot me an email. What we need to do, Hugo, if you want to if you really want to learn this, send me a text. And that way I can text you, you can text me, be like, you ready? I'm ready. And we could just get online together, because it seems like we keep missing each other during the scheduled focus office hours. So anyway, holler at me and let me know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody out of here so that Miss Adana and I can debrief. Sorry, Edith, I gotta let you go too, dear. Let me know how I can help. All right, Miss Sarah, looks like it's just you and me. You have any post observation business you want to discuss, or?
Yes, I am unable to start my video. It seems like you disabled me.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I did.
But why? When I was speaking, did I put it by my ear? That's why. Was I making something wrong?
No. At the time, if you come on video, you'll notice how big my screen is now.
Yeah.
When you come on video, I have less screen space. So it was when I was going to start my notes. So I wanted to have as much screen space as possible,
okay.
so the kids could see their notes.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, because actually, you remember I told you I had this phone appointment with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually on time, and he did call me exactly when your lesson started. And so I missed the first 15 minutes.
Okay.
And but it was a very important phone call. So I just had to take it. And I like the lesson. I loved your Google Forms. It's like, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, because your video just stopped. It's frozen. But so my first question is, so I saw that you made Chastity co-host. You always make one student co-host?
I normally have one student as a regular co-host. And so when I'm doing my morning routine, they're the ones that are actually letting students in. But this morning, my normal co-host was late, so I just selected her on this particular day.
So usually it's always another student. And that's a good idea, actually. And what else does the co-host do?
The co-host in an ideal world, the co-host would also greet the chat, get students to hit the chat, kind of warm things up and create a sense of community. That doesn't always happen. On the back end, a good co-host would also send me a direct message with an absence report to let me know, because sometimes my attendance is done by telling the students to hit the chat. So if they hit the chat, I mark them as attended, but sometimes they don't. And so the co-host would also let me know who's like actually absent based on the participant list instead of the chat.
So
If that
when you
makes sense.
take attendance, you don't ask them to unmute and